When we're talking about areas of the field, let's go over that a little bit so we're clear. Goal line extent, I think everybody understands. I always use this term as timeline. The top box restraint line, it uses a timeline. Only because when you say restraint line, the kids always ask, is that this line or is it this line? So I always use this word here as a timeline. That's what referees use. The term they use is this timeline. This will be restraining line. The paint is 12 yards above goal line extended, just outside the hash marks. That's our paint. The ride-o line is a line that goes from the middle of this goal to the middle of the other goal. You hear me use the term ride-o line a lot when we teach riding, clearing, defense, and in stick work, where guys line up with the ride-o line. The island is 5 yards above goal line. It's called a 5 and 5. 5 yards above, 5 yards out. That's where we don't want offensive players to get. All right? That's a comfort level. We don't want them there. Let's make sure that stick work, we went through this a little bit. There's nothing more important. It's like blocking and tackling. We used to have a rule when I was coaching in high school. You couldn't stand near each other as coaches during stick work. 6-on-6, you can as long as you're talking about what's going on. But during stick work, I want our coaches away from each other. You want the players feeling like they're being watched the entire time. As much as we love our kids and they're motivated, they're going to seek the easiest possible work as they can. Walk around. Couple things you should reinforce to your players. And this is what I find myself saying, especially to the little guys. Run and run fast. Stop cradling. Stick work, if you filmed your team during practice and watched how slow they go at stick work, you'd be surprised. How slow players do stick work. All right? Get rid of cradles. Stop cradling. They really don't need to cradle in stick work. They're catching and they're throwing. No one's checking them. Their sticks nowadays, they don't need to cradle. Get the ball. You should be saying a lot. Get the ball your stick. Throw it. Move it. No lobs. No arc. Throw the ball hard. Don't be afraid to throw the ball hard. Yes, there's a time to throw a nice soft touch pass, and Jay, your son does, and Ben does. Those are nice passes at times. But we want them to start getting used to throwing the ball hard. All right? Run until you throw it. Run until you catch it. And then you'll see their minds work like, oh, shoot, that means it's run all the time. All right? Everything's in the move. Throwing and catching. There's a couple drills we'll do with it, whether or not, but just about everything should be in the move. Talk. This is something I don't do a very good job with, but we should start making them communicate more often during line drills, right from the very beginning. Start calling each other's names. Start talking to each other. All right? Technique aspect, the things we talk about in my skill sessions I'm doing now with kids is we're really working on turning our shoulders when we catch the ball, so we're giving, so we're ready to shoot the ball, ready to pass the ball, and then turning our shoulders when we pass the ball. Most of our kids are going to catch and throw without any shoulder rotation at all. Get them to start rotating their shoulders when they catch, rotate, when they throw, rotate. There should be a rotation on the catch, and there should be a rotation on the throw. A couple things that does, it gets them in a ready position very quickly, and it allows them to have a little more power. And our kids run around with their hands in front of them. If your hands are in front, you're going to get checked. So if you rotate your shoulders, now my hands are protected by my body, so the defender can't get to it. When we do all of our dodging, we're doing now, kids are running this way. We got to teach them to run this way. That's hard. It's very awkward. But they can run with their shoulders turned all the time. They got to run with their shoulders turned and catch shoulders turned, and then as they throw, rotate the shoulders back. You can do without a ball, but run this way. It's hard. They got to be able to do that without turning their hips so much. Point the soft hands. Soft hands. But envision the ball is an egg, and you're trying not to break it. So it's not this. It's this. Everything is this. Or tell them you're playing catch the water balloon. Everything is give. Everything is soft. All right? We're not reaching for the ball. Two things. One, if you're reaching for the ball, you're not ready to pass. You're not in a ready position to pass the ball or shoot the ball. If you give, now your shoulders are turning again, and you're in position to throw right away. Point your butt end at the target. So it does the next two things. Hands up, hands back. If they're running and their butt end points to target, it forces their hands up in the air. So if you're a kid, you keep on saying, get your hands up, they're not doing it. They're staying here. Tell him that as he's running to point his butt end at the target, and that'll make him raise his hands up here. All right? And then we want him back a little bit more. A lot of kids are here and here. All right? We want them up and out more. So telling them these two things are really what same thing as pointing the butt at the target is going to make them get their hands up and get their hands back and the elbows up. All right? Keep the players in positions you place them. One of the things we all want from our players is to be disciplined. Well, you tell them to stand in a certain spot. Within about 3 players, they're nowhere near that spot anymore. That's a lack of discipline. It's a lack of paying attention. So if we can make them start practice disciplined, we got a better chance than doing everything else that we're doing in a disciplined manner. If you want them to ride a line, timeline, that's where they start. Don't let them migrate to the middle of the field and make really short passes. Don't make them move in different places. You've got to try to really work on, get back to where I want you to go. Make sure they stay in those places. One of the things, my JV soccer story, when I was the athletic director at St. Mary's High School, I used to go to all the games, and I'd sit in the press box and watch one JV soccer team, not girls, boys, and I would watch the kids come out on the field, coach would sit on the bench, and the kids would do whatever they wanted to do. They'd kick 6 balls at one time at the goalie. They'd be kicking balls, they'd be chasing each other around. There was a lack of discipline. There was no structure at all. And about 20 minutes before the game, the coach would blow the whistle, pull them in, and try to get them to be structured and disciplined. Didn't have a fighting chance in hell of getting it done. He never got them in the first half to be disciplined or structured at all. You can't have it that way. You can't start practice with them being able to do what they want to do and then try to pull them in. All right? No compounding your errors. And this is something we could talk about disciplining our guys. When they make a mistake, go make the next play. We tend to, in stick work, we miss a ball, we tend to stop and wait for someone to get me a ball rather than go get the ball, go find another ball. Stop letting them, when they make a mistake or make a bad pass, stop, stick comes off the hand, hand comes off the stick, and they stop playing. Make them continue to play. Don't let them compound their errors. A missed pass is a ground ball opportunity, all right? And this is a phrase we want to start saying more as a Hawk program. Be ready, be a good teammate, support your teammate. And using the word teammate. We talk about all kinds of things. I think we need to start stressing that kind of talk more. If a player in line is not ready to catch the ball, he's not supporting his teammate. You know, if I'm next in line and I'm screwing around, and I'm grab-assing, and I'm talking to somebody else, I'm not supporting my teammate that wants to throw me the ball. So I think we can start talking about that. And if you're not ready, it's not acceptable for you not to be, it's unacceptable for you not to be ready if you're on the field. If you're on the field, you're ready to play. Not being ready is an indication you don't care, and we want players that care. So I think that's the kind of thing we start talking to our guys. We want players that care. If you're not ready, it's showing to me you don't care. You may be I'm not saying you don't care. It's an indication to me that you don't care. All right? If you don't know what to do with the ball, run with it.